What's up, the squad? Back with another video. Before we get in this video, make sure y'all DM me on Instagram, LifeWithRecklezz, or email me, lifewithrecklezz@yahoo.com for more videos for me to check out. Definitely have to jump in this one. Fani Willis just got some bad news. You already know what's going on. Something crazy. Been a little while since reacting to Fani or what's going on with Fani, but you know, gotta see more updates of what's going on with Fani Willis and the whole situation. Me personally, I think that just need to, you know, go and let her go with it all. But hey, my opinion, let's get in the video.
The ultra-leftist activist disguised as Fulton County DA, Fani Willis, just got some really bad news. We're going to take a look at the latest with her fledgling case against President Trump, and we're going to see why even the liberal media is starting to panic here about what's really happening in the state of Georgia. You're going to absolutely love this. Greetings, everyone. It is me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. And if you would, it would be an honor if you could share this video with friends and family. We are once again being suppressed by big tech, so I need your help to get the hopeful message of this channel out to as many people as possible. Now, many of you have heard of the latest, shall we say, setback for the prosecution of President Trump in Fulton County. The judge presiding over the proceedings, Judge Scott McAfee, has ruled that President Trump will not be obliged to face trial in October alongside co-defendants Kenneth Chesebro and Sidney Powell, both of whom filed for a speedy trial. This was a blow to Fani Willis because she wanted to try all 19 defendants together. ABC News admitted in a tweet that this was not what Fani Willis wanted. Quote, Fani Willis wasn't there, but you got to imagine she's throwing things against the wall based on this hearing. Great win for Donald Trump and others that did not want to be part of the speedy trial case. So that was certainly a big win for Trump. He's in the process, of course, along with Mark Meadows, his former chief of staff. They're both filing to have the case removed from state court to federal court on the grounds that this case targets their actions as federal officials. The operative principle there is that federal officials can't be targeted under state laws for actions they took in their official capacity as federal officials. This is part of the federalist system in which certain issues are reserved for states and others for the federal government to handle. And here's the key. In the past, whenever federal courts intervene, in every single instance, when the removal was granted, when the case was taken from local prosecutors to federal prosecutors, the case always got dismissed. So that's why a number of legal scholars don't think this case will even ever see the light of day. A number of these defendants have already petitioned for the case to be removed from the local courts to the federal courts, and whenever that's granted, historically, the case is thrown out. But something else is happening here that promises to be perhaps even more momentous than any particular pathetic Fulton County case that'll have no chance of withstanding judicial review. Public sentiment, particularly in the state of Georgia, is turning rapidly and overwhelmingly against this whole weaponized lawfare circus. A recent Rasmussen survey found that nearly 60% of likely Georgia voters believe that Willis is unfairly prosecuting Trump. Moreover, 50...
Dang, it's bad news when nobody on your side. Might as well go ahead and get up out of there though. It ain't even no. I'm really tired of, you know, this is the third, fourth video of Fani Willis. Definitely bad news.
Voters believe that Willis is unfairly prosecuting Trump. Moreover, 53% of Georgia voters support calling a special session of the legislature to prevent Willis from bringing charges against Trump. And that is reanimating a surge in calls among Georgia lawmakers to stop Fani Willis in her tracks and crush this prosecution once and for all. And it's got the leftist woke media panicked. Wait until you see this. But first, gang, you know how you could really stick it to the woke left? It's just by clicking on that link below and getting your very own set of these collectible, limited supply Trump cards. Patriots played their anti-globalist Trump card against the left in 2016, and we're getting ready to play it again in 2024. So what better way to show your support for Trump's re-election There were these 5 collectible pieces of Trump art. These cards have a limited supply, so don't wait. Only 2,500 sets of these cards are set to be made, and they all come with a certificate of authenticity verifying that you own an original set. These make great gifts for any MAGA patriot in your life, and if you buy 2 sets, you'll also get a bonus gold Trump 2024 card absolutely free. These physical cards are high quality, made in America, and highly collectible. But again,
make sure you got to say that, made in America.
It's only a limited supply, so don't
Make sure
wait.
you
By
gotta
the
say that
time you
one.
remember, they'll likely be gone. So click on that link below right now and get your Trump cards today. NPR just published a rather panicked piece on how the calls for a special legislative session to deal decisively with Fani Willis are growing louder and louder by the day. The growing effort is being led by Georgia State Representative Colton Moore, who's calling for the state government to cut funds off from the Fulton County DA's office and begin impeachment hearings on Fani Willis to discover just how far the weaponization of Georgia's legal system has gone. Now, the repulsive Rhino governor, Brian Kemp, who thinks the 2020 election was the most pristine election ever in the history of humanity, he's, of course, pushing back against these impeachment efforts. I mean, after all, who needs Democrats when you have such loyal, spineless rhinos? And on top of that fecklessness, you also have the Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr, again, another Republican, who's refusing to step in and get involved in the motion that was filed to remove the case from state court to federal court, even though Georgia state law requires the Attorney General to be involved in any state criminal case that could be removed to federal court. We talked about this before in a couple of other videos, but a Republican Attorney General in Georgia could shut this circus down this very second, but he refuses to do so. And it's all because these feckless rhino establishment hacks, they're all in on it. They want Trump indicted. They want Trump taken.
That's wild.
But it's all ultimately to no avail. Even Newsweek is admitting that Trump is crushing Biden in the polls in Georgia, where the election held today. He was.
I feel like that's the thing, though. Like, I feel like everything that's going on, though, just think about it. Like, everything that's going on with having Biden in office, he's not doing nothing but hurting himself. Like, that's just, he's hurting himself and hurting everybody else that's up under him. I'm not sure how true this is, but I heard that Kamala Harris wants to run. Michelle Obama wants to run. And that's not doing nothing but hurting everybody else. As these videos are getting out, as these things getting out, this news, the article, everything that's getting out, I feel like it reaching certain people that's not really paying attention, they slowly start to pay attention to certain things, and they see certain things, they realize, oh, that's not for us.
Stomp Biden way beyond the margin of fraud. All of this weaponized legalism and all of this rhino establishment cooperation with that weaponized legalism really seems to be doing nothing more than growing Trump's support rather than stifling it. So all of that means ultimately that while Fani Willis's case may eventually crumble by way of judicial review, the bell appears to be tolling for the whole of Georgia's corrupt system as 2024 approaches. Hey gang, I know what it's like to feel alone out there.
I don't know, y'all make sure y'all comment down below. Let me know y'all thoughts on this video. But me personally, I think it's time, for her to go. Just based off of that, based off of what's going on, and just dragging something out so far that's gonna get removed. Definitely, I didn't understand the Republicans not on Trump's side. It's obviously going to be there. It's obviously going to be there. I know secretly a lot of people, not obviously going to be on Trump's side, but I don't understand why not. Especially who we have in office now just doesn't make any type of sense to me about everything that's going on right now. It's too much going. I feel like it's too much going on in America. Way too much going on in America for somebody to be in office like you have somebody in office that literally, they're not even trying to be funny, can't even remember certain things that should be remembered for anybody. Can't even walk. Can't even remember to do certain things when you're talking to the public. Like it's little stuff like that bothers me when it comes to, you know, the president that we have now. And I didn't really get into anything such as, you know, politics or anything like that until, you know, about 6-7 months ago. But I start to see a lot of stuff starts to come, you know, to me, and I start to realize on what's, you know, what, instead of, you know, going by what somebody else said. Doing my research, watching these videos, getting these videos out, of course, to other people that's really not into it. Like I said, I started music first, and did comedy and some sports and stuff like that. And it's still a lot of people that subscribe to me that was watching that, and also people that stay, you know, and stay subscribed, that actually, you know, watches these videos to know what's going on. And I feel like that's the most important thing that I try to push out, is to know what's going on, because we are in, you know, a horrible, bad situation right now in America. And it's definitely a sad thing, you know, seeing all of this, going through all of this, and what people have to say down in the comments as I'm learning. But definitely appreciate everybody tuning in, watching this reaction. Make sure you hit that like with that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Catch y'all next one.